Right now, one of the most high-stakes races in modern history is happening, mostly out of sight. It's a battle between the quantum codebreakers who are on the verge of shattering our digital world and the cryptographers who are scrambling to build a shield before it's all too late. Think about your daily life. Every single time you check your bank account, send a supposedly private message, or look up sensitive information, you're relying on one single fundamental promise.
And that promise is like an invisible wall. It's the very foundation of digital trust. It protects everything from top-secret government communications all the way down to your personal photos. But here's the thing. That wall is about to get hit by something it was never, ever designed to handle. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy. The experts are basically shouting from the rooftops. As computer scientist Scott Aronson puts it, people should really get on it. You can just feel the urgency there. The time for just talking about this is long over.
So what caused this sudden panic? Well, to put it simply, the ground beneath the entire world of cybersecurity didn't just tremble, it completely fractured. It all went down in late March of 2026, a period that folks are now calling Earthquake Week. In just 2 days, a couple of research papers dropped, one from Google's quantum team and another from a Caltech spin-off called Atomic. And these papers didn't just move the goalposts for breaking encryption. They basically threw them out the window. Okay, so this is where it gets really wild. Let's talk about what it would take to break a common type of encryption called ECC 256. It's what protects things like Bitcoin and huge chunks of the internet. Google's paper said, hey, we think we can do it with about 500,000 qubits. Qubits are kind of the basic building blocks of a quantum computer. But then Atomic came along and said, hold on, with our technology, we might be able to do it with less than 10,000. The amount of power needed to pick our digital locks just collapsed.
And you better believe the industry felt that shockwave. This wasn't some dusty academic paper nobody read. The chief mathematician at Cloudflare, a company that helps keep a massive part of the internet safe, basically said, we're shocked and very concerned. I mean, when the people who build the walls tell you they're scared, you know it's a really big deal.
All right, so let's break this down. To really get what's happening, you need to understand the lock, and you need to understand the new kind of key that can break it.
So, the digital locks we use everywhere, they're called RSA and ECC, are all built on a simple idea, a really, really hard math problem. It's the kind of problem that even the world's biggest supercomputer today would take, well, basically forever to solve. For all practical purposes, they're unbreakable by normal computers.
But then you have the quantum computer. And it's so important to understand this isn't just a faster version of your laptop. It's a totally different beast. It uses the weird rules of quantum physics to explore millions of possibilities all at once. And for certain problems, like say breaking codes, it's not just a little bit faster, it's exponentially faster. It's a complete game changer. So if the quantum computer is the tool, then Shor's algorithm is the master key. It's a recipe, an instruction manual for a quantum computer that was actually figured out way back in 1994. And here's the kicker. It's perfectly designed to solve the exact same hard math problems that make our digital locks so secure. It's like finding the original blueprint for the lock you're trying to pick. So let's be super clear about the damage here. When it comes to our main types of encryption, RSA and ECC, Shor's algorithm doesn't just chip away at them, it blows them to pieces. They're completely broken. Now other types, like AES, are only weakened. You can just double the key length to AES 256, and for now, that's considered safe. But the very foundation, that's toast.
Okay, so just how fast did this all happen? The acceleration here is, well, it's genuinely staggering. Let's just walk through the timeline.
Let's rewind to just 2019. Back then, a major paper from Google estimated it would take about 20 million physical qubits to crack our standard encryption. 20 million. That felt like a lifetime away. A massive, distant number. But fast forward to early 2026. Thanks to smarter algorithms, that number gets slashed all the way down to just 100,000. And then, Earthquake Week hit. That Atomic paper? It dropped the estimate again, down to maybe just 10,000. Think about that. From 20 million down to 10,000 in just a handful of years. That is just a breathtaking acceleration. So what happened? How is this even possible? Well, it wasn't one magic bullet. It was a perfect storm of breakthroughs. On one hand, you had way better software for correcting errors, kind of like a super advanced spell check for these fragile quantum systems. And on the other, you had brand new hardware designs,
like these neutral atom computers that are just way more efficient. The two came together, and boom, a giant leap forward.
Okay, I get it. This sounds absolutely terrifying, right? So, is that it? Is everything we've ever sent online just doomed? Well, not quite. The good news is that the defenders, the cryptographers, haven't been sitting on their hands. They saw this coming, and they've been working on a shield for years now. It's called post-quantum cryptography.
And these aren't just ideas on a whiteboard, we have actual, ready-to-go replacements. A US government agency called NIST has already picked the winners. So instead of RSA, we'll be using something called ML-Chem, and for digital signatures, we'll use ML-DSA. These are the new shields ready for deployment.
Now, the most important thing to get about this new cryptography is that it's not quantum. You don't need a quantum computer to use it. It runs on the phone in your pocket and the servers we use today. It's just built on a new kind of math problem, one that we're pretty sure is hard for both regular computers and quantum computers to solve. And these new standards weren't picked out of a hat. They're the winners of an intense 8-year-long global competition to find the absolute best options.
So, we have the solution. The new standards are published. But that isn't the end of the story. In fact, it's just the starting gun for an absolutely frantic race against the clock. And here's why this is a right-now problem, not a 2030 problem. It's because of something called harvest now, decrypt later. Just imagine, adversaries are already scooping up all of our encrypted data. Your messages, government secrets, company plans, everything. They can't read it yet, but they're saving all of it, just stockpiling it, waiting for the day they can switch on their quantum computer and unlock the whole lot. So any data that needs to stay secret for the next decade or so, it's already vulnerable.
And that leaves us with the ultimate challenge. The code breakers are practically at the dates. We have the new shield, but now we have to actually deploy it. We have to replace the entire digital foundation of our world. That means updating every server, every phone, every single piece of software on the planet. The clock is ticking, and the race is on.